Hello everyone, my name is Lena de Guzman and today I'm going to tell you about the co-op. The co-op is located in Spokane's University District, which is east of downtown. In an effort to engage and develop the area, the city released a strategic master plan to provide developers, community members, and all interested parties concise data and analysis to encourage continued growth of the University District. Despite the city's previous planned improvements to Sprague Avenue streetscape, there are lingering perceptions that the neighborhood has higher crime rates relative to other parts of Spokane. After investigating crime throughout Spokane, it is evident that something needs to be done about this issue, and my project researched how the built environment can be of influence. The purpose of this project is to reduce crime along Sprague Avenue streetscape through the application of 4 key environmental design strategies. Research suggests that programming, spatial distribution, the degree of visibility, and urban planning can significantly aid in the reduction of crime if executed correctly. This map shows the distribution of crime throughout the city, where the level of danger is represented by the different shades of blue. As you can see, our site is located in the middle of one of the most dangerous places in Spokane. The overall crime rate in Spokane is 205% higher than the national average, and while in Spokane you have a 1 in 13 chance of becoming a victim of any crime. To see how these environmental design strategies are implemented into the overall design, the first one I want to touch on is programming. This diagram shows the initial mass considering lot size and FAR restrictions, and specific program implementation like the addition of community centers is proven to reduce crime within a community. So one of the programs I am putting on the site is a community center. The degree of visibility, I created pedestrian access from Sprague Avenue to the Gateway Bridge by splitting the initial mass, and by opening up the site and keeping the programs occupied at all times throughout the day, the occupants will act as natural surveillance, watching over the site at all times. Urban planning. I carved the masses to create semi-private and public interior courtyard. The need for green and communal space was a desire noted by the strategic master plan, and then keeping the space occupied, like I said, will increase that natural surveillance throughout the day. And lastly, spatial distribution. I adjusted the heights of the masses based off of their intended programs. For instance, the height of the residential tower was determined based off of research conducted outlining the correlation between crime and height. This is how the programs are housed on the site. You can see that housing is on the northern side of the site and raised, optimizing the solar exposure. The meeting rooms are located closest to the university buildings to act as additional classrooms and lecture spaces for both the community and the college. The community center is located on Sprague Avenue to bring the community into this space, and the cooperative, so the grocery store, the restaurants, they're all located on the ground floor to engage with the courtyard. This is the site plan showing the relationship between the buildings and both on the site and the greater area surrounding. Lighting plays an essential role when considering natural surveillance, so the floor plates needed to be of a certain depth in order to maximize natural light. This simulation shows how light is distributed through the space. This is the ground floor plan showing the intended programs on the ground floor. You can also see the carved geometry that invites the community members into the space. And you can also see that the floor plates are no larger than 68 feet, which is optimal for natural daylight to penetrate the space. This is the north-south section. It depicts the upper residential levels, the recreation space, as well as the community center. You can see that the flat roof facing south provides optimal direction for solar harvesting. And then, like I mentioned, the geometry really invites the community to engage with the south-facing facade. The east-west section depicts the cooperative. One of the keys in environmental design strategies is creating a sense of ownership. If the community has the opportunity to buy into something, it's proven that this sense of ownership will create a sense of responsibility and respect, which will urge them to take care of a space and watch over it and make sure that nothing bad happens in this space. This render shows residential community spaces that are located all throughout the complex. These Spaces also act as little pop-out bubbles to increase natural surveillance on the site. This northern view from the Gateway Bridge shows the activity that can happen in between the intended buildings on the site. And lastly, this is the southwest view from Sprague Avenue, depicting the residential building and the community center. So thank you for viewing my presentation on the co-op.